Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And here we are with the second half. Okay, first we're going to talk about Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, number 9. What'd you think?
I like this issue. I like the conflict with the rot. That was cool. I just kind of wondered, you know, Frankenstein's dead material, right? So, you know, if the rot shows up, they'll just take him over.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Apparently he is just, I mean, even more seriously unique than we originally thought he was.
Yeah, the science that created him
is unholy science.
Well, yeah, it separates him from the cycle of life.
Yep.
Because even death is part of the cycle of life. The rot is part of the cycle of life. It needs life to operate.
Exactly.
And he is somehow completely separated from all that. That's kind of cool. That was a cool revelation.
Yeah, that was cool. And the black bomb, the fact that, yeah, it atomizes everything, but it doesn't atomize him.
I'm calling it a 666.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's a 666.
And it obliterates all life.
Yeah, it doesn't obliterate all life. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it obliterated all life. The trees are gone. Everything's dead.
Yeah.
Everything that's even remotely living is dead.
Good. Yeah.
Well, beyond dead. It annihilates all flesh, right? All living flesh. Well, somehow it kills the rot.
It atomizes stuff.
Atomizes, right. But somehow he's immune to being atomized. Which is pretty...
Because he's not alive. And he's not dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool the tie-in back to Animal Man with the detective that they'd left with the corpse. His head crawling around, busting loose. That was gross.
That
very
was
cool
really
looking.
grody, but yeah, definitely awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, the fish! Oh God.
Oh, you start shooting and chopping them up. I think we taking care of this. And then the fish start crawling out of the water all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a fun all-around comic. It ties in well with the Animal Man stuff and the whole rot in the green and whatnot. The end has a pretty decent moment too. Frankenstein pretty much really does think that he's screwed. He hates the way he's being treated. His wife's left him. His child's once again been killed off. He thinks life's pretty well sucks. And what's her name? Nina. Yeah, Dr. Nina. She tells him it's okay, and she thinks he's okay.
Yep, that was sweet.
Yeah, good final panels there.
Definitely.
So I'm curious to see what happens going forward. I like the artwork in this. I don't know if Robert Poincelia has been in the art for a he didn't do that first arc, right?
No.
That So I really enjoyed this. I like the artwork.
Yeah.
It was clean. It was gritty but clean enough that
I don't know if he did the last arc with the rebelling for Brother Eye and Vex.
Right.
I don't know if with OMAC, the crossing with OMAC, I don't know if it had to do, if he did the arc with that, because it feels completely different and everything seems relatively in proportion.
Yeah.
So, well, besides the rot, obviously.
Well, the stuff that's not supposed to be in proportion.
Yeah.
Anyway, what would you rate the book?
I give it a strong 3.
Yep, I give it a strong 3 too. I really enjoyed it. It added some to the characters, and we're gonna listen to the sirens go by for a few moments.
Yeah.
Hopefully not as bad as motorboat sounds. And this is going to teach us not to film on locations, right?
Yeah.
Ambulance and fire trucks. My bet is car crash. Yeah, okay. Give it a 3. It added a little bit of character to move the story forward as far as the characters and whatnot, and it just told a fun story in general. Okay, so what's next?
Next up we have the final issue of Lobster Johnson, number 5.
Number 5 of 5, The Burning Hand.
What'd you think of it?
I really like this series. I liked this book right up until about the last 4 or 5 pages. I don't like the way it ended. I mean, I know they left it open because they're talking about doing more miniseries. That's cool and whatnot, but it didn't feel like, I don't know. We get to the end of it, and it felt very flat. It was very anticlimactic in comparison to what else was going on. It's like, oh, by the way, in the paper, ooh, the burning hand, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There were some awesome parts in it. Of course, we'll talk about the cannibals. The cannibals were pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's down in the basement. They break into this house thinking they're going to jump on and beat up the big bad guy. Well, it's a giant trap. the trap they've just set there waiting for anybody. This
Yeah,
house.
yeah, they get
This
down
house,
to
so
the
they're getting the
basement,
basement.
They're like, oh,
I can smell this. It's like it's like I can smell this acrid smell, and it smells like this, or maybe it's that.
Right, and then one of his buddies
Cracks
has to open the door, and the light shines in, and he is surrounded by cannibals.
Surrounded by a bunch of scraggy-looking guys. They don't look like zombies. Scraggy-looking guys. Their mouths, their faces are kind of bloody, and they look all kind of torn up and whatnot. Well, the cover makes them look like zombies.
See, when I first was looking at this, when I first saw them, their mouths were all bloody, and they're like shaded way differently and not colored really that much. And I thought, zombies, well, that's okay, I guess. I mean, because it seemed like when you have magic like this guy does, it seems like zombies are always really standard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, don't worry, they'll be undead at some point. That's okay, I guess. I mean, but then they're like, cannibals! I'm just like,
yeah, they scream
so
cannibals,
awesome.
and then they start swarming them. He's shooting away, they're running up the stairs, they come pouring down the hallway, they're chasing him down the hallway, they're gunning away, going, oh crap, oh crap. They finally do get out of the place.
Yeah.
They gun most of them down. And they mentioned that the cannibals come from the sewer.
Yeah, they live in the sewer.
So there might have been stories before this that we didn't catch that had to do with that and whatnot. Maybe we'll deal with them again down the road when they do another miniseries, which, like I said, they're talking about in the letters column. They talk about the fact they're thinking about doing more miniseries with him, which is cool. Lobster Johnson's a fun character. The situations he's in are interesting and whatnot. I was right. The guy with the black flaming skull, he's not dead. He's just non-functioning once his wife is killed, and she was killed. The ending of this thing, yeah, I didn't really care for the whole write-up in the paper kind of a deal, and that was the end of it. It's all solved and fine. To me, it ended a little flat for how exciting it was. It could have ended last issue, and it would have been fine, I think.
Yeah.
You know, the bad guy does get away at the end. The main bad guy does get away at the end of this to fight another day, which is fine. It's fine to have the villain get away at the end. But like I said, they could have tied it up with one extra page in the last issue, and it could have been tied up. So, what would you rate this issue?
I give it a 4 for uniqueness and the art and the story.
I give it a 3. This issue, I give the overall thing a 4.
I give the overall thing a 4 too.
Yeah. No. Anyway. So, next we're going to talk about Punisher number 11, one of our Marvel books.
Yeah,
What do you think?
This comic was still pretty cool. We didn't really have Punisher here at all. Like, I think the only occurrence of... Oh,
no, he was in this.
We just didn't have him in the present in this. It was pretty cool. So, the detective that's gotten famous because the Punisher shot all those guys, who's considered a hero,
The Punisher's Bowl. Yeah, Punisher's Bowl.
Fesses up to feeding the Punisher stuff. And, you know, and he tells a story about how, you know, this one guy summons up a ton of zombies in Times Square, and he and the Punisher pretty much take them all out. Well,
except
he takes out one.
He fires a whole bunch of shots at one zombie.
He completely empties his clips and takes out one zombie.
Yeah, and he comments on the fact that Castle's just sitting there just, you know, headshot after headshot after headshot. He's headshotting guys as they're trying to chew on people's necks and stuff. He's just... And the big bad guy is there. He's some voodoo priest guy for New Orleans.
Yeah, starts to make his big brand.
He starts to monologue, and what?
Bang.
He caps like 3 or 4 rounds into him, just bang, 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 bang. Drops him dead. I'm not gonna wait to find out why he's there. Screw that. Let's kill him. You kill him. The rest of the zombies are dead.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the interesting things as far as the whole.
I love the fact that the media decides that they go, you know. Well, it's okay. You can still. I mean, they're like, oh, you're gonna be fired.
It's the media liaison decides
instead of we're gonna fire you. We're gonna sue you and stuff. You know. And then the media liaison's like, no, he can be the hero.
Yeah.
It's
Unfortunately,
okay.
he's the hero, and Frank Castle doesn't work for the department, so we can't make him the hero. So this guy's going to continue to be the hero, even though he really has been breaking the law and been feeding Castle information. So curiosity is, going forward, did Frank just lose his mole? He's not going to get fed information anymore?
I don't know.
I mean, the guy asked for the information on what's-her-face, on Cole. He never got a chance to give her that information. Do you think he will? I mean, because basically his detective friend, his older senior detective friend, said, knock it off, quit doing this. In the last issue, they didn't have to do with the Omega effect thing.
Yeah.
And we get back to the plot going on in this thing. So, so yeah, that'll be interesting to see. This is a fun issue. I don't know that it wasn't real depth or anything, but it was just a fun Punisher being Punisher and whacking on stuff and whatnot. So it was pretty cool. I missed the regular artist's art. This guy's art wasn't bad, but the regular artist is
is better.
He's definitely.
He's really good.
Yeah. So what would you rate this?
I'd give it a strong 3.
Yep, I give it a 3 too. It was fun. It was a good laugh.
Yep.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, Suicide Squad issue 9.
9. And you know what? I don't collect Suicide Squad. There's a reason I don't collect Suicide Squad, because I don't like this book. I don't think it's that good. I know there's some people who do like it. I don't like it. Some people are like, oh great, it was a great replacement for The Secret Six. Not in a million years. At any rate, picked up this book because other people in my family thought, oh yeah, you should pick that up because it'll tie into the Resurrection Man that we do read.
That's not how it kind of
Yeah,
went.
what I
How
mean-
it went was, should I pick this up because it might tie in?
And everybody
Or
said,
should I
oh
just-
yes, you must
we said,
pick it
yeah,
up.
we didn't say you must.
You must.
We said you probably should because it might. And so you did. You can't blame the crappy comic on us.
Putting the flames out on your pants from the liar. Pants on fire.
Oh, thanks.
Well, it's clear sky, so lightning can't strike you dead.
Okay.
Any rate, we got this book because we thought it was going to further the story and whatnot. It didn't. We didn't need to.
We didn't even need it at all.
It didn't need it at all for the.
It's completely pointless.
And it really wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that enjoyable. It was just kind of dumb.
Yeah, they just must kill villains in every single issue.
They do. That's one of their running gags. Is every issue they kill somebody on the spot.
Ah.
Somebody dies every single issue. So it's like, oh, it's the new character on the team. Well, they're dead.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So that's our review of it. Yawn, whatever. We didn't care. I'll give it a 2 because it wasn't awful, but
I'll give it a 2, I guess.
yeah. But I'm annoyed that I paid cover price for it. Yeah, I get most of my books on discount and I pay cover price for it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all left for that. Let's get to good comics.
Okay, our last issue is Resurrection Man number 9.
Okay, first off, I love this cover. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The white background, all of them jumping down, you know, they're shooting at them and stuff. That was pretty cool. Seeing Resurrection Man's different powers, like his metal power.
Yeah.
And his fact that he completely takes over Deadshot's body, and then of course,
He makes his metal body cover Deadshot.
Deadshot, yeah.
Yeah, and he rides Deadshot
into pretty awesome.
into place.
And then his power set after that, where he manipulates energy and stuff. That was pretty cool. It seems like that we're going to have a more permanent character in the book now.
Yeah, the lady, the psychic detective that's along with them that basically was working for the Suicide Squad.
And he's gonna, yeah.
But she's being real open with them. Look, I did this stuff. Yeah, I kind of screwed you, but I'm hoping you'll trust me down the road. I'm hoping to work this out. Maybe you'll start getting some answers because of her abilities and whatnot.
And we're trying to figure out who the
body doubles were working for. A government agency.
Yep.
So we got right in this books and the Suicide Squad book, we had dueling government agents trying to get him. The ones that are always out for him with the body doubles, and then the Suicide Squad were looking for him for a while too. They took his hand. They cut his hand off. They cut his hand off. They have that.
I'm guessing because they have their regenerative properties.
Well,
that
they're probably
life, so.
They're probably got or something.
Yeah.
You know, some DNA, something that may come back to haunt somebody somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
The ringtones,
that
were
was
awesome.
Hilarious. Oh man, those are so funny.
Yeah.
That was great.
So the ringtone for the body doubles calling their boss is the girl from Ipanema, right?
Yeah.
The ringtone for
Waller
Waller calling him is
Love is a Battlefield.
Love is a Battlefield. Yeah, there were great ringtones in it. I mean, you know, so the ringtone goes off and it tells us what it is and stuff. Really smart writing, I think, giving those extra character and whatnot. These two guys, Abbott and Lanning, do a great job, I think. The book continues to be entertaining. Him dying and being reborn with different powers hasn't gotten old yet. I kind of wondered when we first started this series if that was going to be old. The mystery of the story is continuing to move forward. Yeah. This kind of sidetracked it by this crossover, I think, a little bit. But we've we've added this new character to it. She's an interesting character. I think it's really interesting. She's refreshing that she's being upfront. She's not trying to hide the fact that she kind of tricked him there at the very end again and got him, you know, with her at like, okay, yeah. I hope you're gonna trust me. I know maybe you don't trust me now. I hope you'll learn to trust me. To me, that's refreshing. Her being up front. She's smitten as all heck with the guy because when she touches you, she can sense you. She sensed that he is suddenly this great guy. That he's attracted.
Heroic.
He's attracted to bad stuff that's happening, which we all kind of knew that anyway.
Yeah.
isn't explained to us yet, so maybe we'll get that mystery solved. Why is he always drawn towards this bad stuff? When he gets his powers, he's drawn towards this next thing, after he was such a dynamic asshole in his prior existence. I mean, everybody just knows he's this jerk, and she knows he's not. So it'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this book.
I wish that we didn't have to have gotten rid of Zombie, because that was a pretty awesome book. But I don't want to say this is a suitable replacement.
Oh, the book Zombie with a K?
Yeah, but it is just as good. I don't think it's a replacement because it's not the same thing.
Right. Is it just as good, really?
Yep, I think so. Maybe this past few issues were, but...
I'm enjoying this book, but I like the flavor of the Zombie within X.
Yeah.
I liked that book a lot. It had a quirkiness to it, and Fraser's art and Fraser's art was just incredible.
It was just amazing.
So I don't know. I don't think you can compare the two.
Okay.
But anyway, really enjoying this book. I'm going to give this a strong 3 because it had the Suicide Squad silliness in it.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for this week.
Yep.
We've got another week's worth of comics sitting around. I don't know when exactly we'll release this and when we'll get to the next one, but I'm sure by the time we get to the next one, we'll have even more comics, so we'll be putting out steady stuff for a little while anyway.
Yep.
And we're going to go because we can hear the sirens coming back. So have a good one, y'all.